Okay, the first of four live Premier League games, because we've got the Carabao Cup final, haven't we? It takes place at 12:30 on Saturday at the King Power Stadium. It's Leicester City versus Stoke City. They kept goal for both clubs. Gordon Banks? Schultz?
Oh, yeah. I think it's too recent. Yeah.
All right then. What's the latest betting, more importantly, Adrian?
So currently Leicester here are 4-6. The draw is 13-5 and Stoke are 4-1.
4-6 Leicester. Dan Charles, lead off.
Yeah, I think they look quite solid favourites here, Leicester. I mean, the Mahrez sort of saga looks to be, behind them now. He's back in the team and playing okay. Jamie Vardy's in great form, scored in each of his last 5 games. I think they're favourites to get that 7th spot now. I think they're 8th at the moment, just behind Burnley on that poor run. I mean, it could get into the Europa League as well, finishing 7th with the way the big teams look like they're going to win the domestic cup. So quite a bit for them to play for. I look at Stoke and I'm still not convinced by them since Lambert's come in. They had an initial improvement, but they're struggling again now. Lost 7 of the last away games, only 1 draw in that. That was at Huddersfield. So their away form is really, really poor. And I've looked at their running as well, and they've got a bit of a nightmare running. Still got to play Man City, Arsenal, Spurs, and
they're their last few games, I think.
In the running, I think they've got. They're in the next couple of months, and then the last few games are more winnable. But they could be adrift, when they get to those last few games. And I just think the lack of a major goal threat all season. I mean, you can't really pick a Stoke player out and say we can rely on him to get the goals. I mean, they get a few. Shaqiri, when he has a purple patch, nips him with 1 or 2. Choupo-Moting, Crouchy. I mean, he's just getting on now, isn't he? So no, I just don't see a goal threat there. I've been worried about them for a lot of the season, and. No, I think they're in big trouble, and Leicester at home here look like one for the multis for me.
Just Leicester as an activator for your multis.
Yeah, or even a single at 4-6 is not a bad bet.
Lango?
I was going to go for Jamie Vardy. Dan mentioned about Vardy, but he scored in 8 of his last 11 matches, and I watched the game against Sheffield United. Mahrez was just magnificent. How he's so quickly come back into the team, not causing problems, just doing what he does. And Vardy just lives off that service. He could have had more than the 1 goal that he got against Sheffield United in that last 16 of the FA Cup, and it's all down to the service. And Vardy's, I think he's probably playing some of his best stuff of the season, no doubt.
Does he go to the World Cup?
Yeah, absolutely. He absolutely goes
to the
World Cup. Yeah, he is. Yeah, and I mean Rashford might be the one that's got most of fear. I mean. I barely remember seeing him play for any amount of time. But yeah, Vardy to score first. And I think Leicester will win pretty comfortably against a Stoke team that's had relegation written all over them for a long time.
What are your thoughts, Mr. Croak?
Yeah, I think Stoke are kind of probably on their way down, but Leicester should be favs here, but 4-6 is just a little too short for me here. I couldn't back it. I'd nearly be leaning the other side and taking the Stoke +1,
really?
11-10 at the moment.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, the 5:30 game, another head scratcher. It's Watford versus Everton. What's the betting, Adrian?
So currently Watford here are 11-10, Everton are 12-5, and the draw is 23-10.
Okay, and you can go first, Adrian. We'll stick with you.
If I'm taking one here, I'm probably looking at Watford. I mean, Everton just kind of a lost season for them. I don't think Big Sam has came in and really enthralled the players to do much. They struggle to score goals. Watford probably 11-10 is what I pick out here.
Okay. They could have managed both clubs.
I'm wondering if that's why the TV have chosen this game. Otherwise, it looks a pretty bizarre selection, doesn't it? Watford against Everton.
Battle for 9th.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose Watford are, although they're in a nice league position, there's not that many points covering them from the bottom 3. But I was looking at the draw in this game. Watford have failed to score in 4 of their last 5. The one exception being that brilliant result against 10 men of Chelsea, but they played well even before that. Everton have only won once away from home in the Premier League this season. Adrian mentioned Everton don't score that many goals, nor do Watford. If it's going to be a low scorer, I think that brings the draw very much into play. And both teams probably wondering of a bit of a lost season. Never mind just Everton, because Watford started so well.
You're going for the draw, Mark?
Yeah, not a game I'll be watching. I wouldn't have thought.
Will you be watching, Dan?
I'll be at the game.
What am I about?
Yeah, no, I would encourage people to watch it as well, because I think it would be quite a lively match as well. Watford at home, They're playing with a lot more intensity under Grazia, but what hasn't changed is they're quite positive in the home games. They do tend to go for the throat at home. They don't keep many clean sheets. That's something that hasn't changed. They kept 2 clean sheets in the last 16 games. Everton have not kept a clean sheet in 8 games. So neither team are great defensively. I look at the Everton team and they have got a few match winners, there in the side, although a lot often they do it at home rather than away. Walcott's come in and he's, done well on a couple of occasions. Sigurdsson's always often good for a goal. Watford have had a lot of injuries, getting a bit better on that front now. You've got Kiko, Firmania, Gomez, Britos and Will Hughes all back in training after the 2-week break that they've had. So that's helped out there. I do fancy... I think Watford's deserve to be favourites, but just at the prices, I just thought, that's short enough for Watford. So I looked at another angle, and as I said, with both teams struggling to keep clean sheets, I thought both teams to score 8 to 11 was okay.
Okay, repeat the 1984 Cup final. Were either of you alive then?
I was alive, wasn't there?
Don't remember it?
Yeah, no, I don't remember.
Elton John crying and Graham Taylor.
Yeah, I didn't go to the game, but all my family did.
Yeah, great stuff. Andy Gray scored the first goal. Okay, we will do the other Premier League games and then we'll get the nap. So these are the 3 o'clock non-televised Premier League games. I'm going to read out Paddy Power's prices. Don't worry, Adrian, I'll give you a breather so you can devote your attention to telling us what's going to happen. I want a nice, quick, snappy verdict from each of you. Go. Bournemouth 11 to 10, 23 to 10 the draw, 5 to 2 Newcastle. Mark Langdon.
Bournemouth. I like Newcastle, but I just think that there's more attacking intent in Bournemouth. Not a great betting heat, but I'll go Bournemouth.
Yeah, Bournemouth have been good, very good for a couple of months now. Newcastle can be well organised and had a great result against Man United last time, but I'll take Bournemouth at odds against.
And what about you, Adrian?
2 really low-scoring teams. I'm going for the draw here at 23 to 10.
Oh, that was like a fruit machine. 2 cherries there. Got the draw. I was hoping for 3 cherries there, right?
Nudge up.
Exactly. Evens, Brighton, 11 to 4 Swansea, 21 to 10 the draw. Dan?
I looked at a goal scorer bet here. Jose Izquierdo for Brighton scored in each of his last 2 games. I had a little look back at his wondering why he hasn't scored much before then. His last season for Bruges, he got 14 goals, so he has got a bit of a goal scoring reputation. He's 17 to 2 to get the first goal. I thought that looked big.
Izquierdo. Okay, Adrian?
I'm going for Swansea here. They've been on a pretty good run as of late, so 11 to 4 away to Brighton seems a decent price.
And Mark?
Yeah, I'm not keen on Swansea. I still think they're punching a little bit, so I'm going to go Brighton. They've beaten Watford, West Ham, Newcastle and West Brom at home, and this is a similar type of contest.
Our next game, 9 to 5 Burnley, 13 to 8 Soton, 2 to 1 the draw. Adrian, you're going first.
But Southampton just so poor this season. Burnley always strong. They've struggled as of late, but they have to get back on track at some point, so I'll take Burnley at home.
Adrian's going for Burnley. Who are you going for, Mark?
I'm going for the draw. Burnley no win in 11. Southampton's 5 away defeats. 4 of those come to City, Liverpool, Chelsea and Tottenham. So they don't lose many away from home.
And Dan?
Yeah, I'll go with the draw as well. 5 of Burnley's last 10 Premier League games have been draws, and they haven't won for a long time. Nothing between the teams for me.
Okay. Liverpool 1 to 5, Adrian, your beloved Liverpool. 12 to 1, the Hammers. 11 to 2, the draw. Mark Langdon, what happens at Anfield?
Liverpool won over 2.5 goals. Liverpool won 22 times this season. 20 of those featured at least 3 goals.
What price is that? That's got to be short, isn't it?
It's about 8 to 13, which for a 5's-on shot, it's a way of enhancing it.
Fancy that, Dan?
I'm going to take a pot shot at the draw here. Liverpool have not been totally, reliable at home this season. 6 draws actually from Premier League home games this season out of 13. Includes draws against Burnley, Everton and West Brom. West Ham, 2 defeats in 12 league games under Moyes, so they're quite tough to beat at times. And Moyes will be desperate, I'm sure, to go up to Liverpool and make it hard for them. So the draw for me.
Adrian, you're going to oppose your boys?
Yeah, I actually think West Ham are a bit big at the moment at the 12 to 1, but I'll stick loyal here and go for Liverpool and both teams to score at 6 to 4.
Okie doke. And a final 3 o'clock game is West Brom 5 to 6. West Brom odds on. Just let that sink in. Yeah. 16 to 5 Huddersfield. 11 to 5 the draw. Dan Childs.
Yeah, West Brom odds on. Yeah, Huddersfield are just so poor away from home. 8 defeats in 10 Premier League away games. West Brom have got to pick up some wins soon. They're not playing terribly. I think this is where they start a little run.
Really?
Yeah.
West Brom odds on for Dan. Adrian, who do you fancy?
Yeah, I don't know why, but I'd actually pick West Brom odds on as well here.
Okay, there isn't a West Brom on the fruit machine, but would we have 3
I
West
think we
Brom?
would, yeah. I mean, I don't massively rate Huddersfield. As I say, I think West Brom are playing okay at the moment. I mean, what happened in Barcelona was ridiculous. this is sort of last chance saloon for the manager and the players. Yeah, I thought they were reasonably priced.
Okay, take it away, Steve Palmer.
This will not be beaten.
Okay, Mark, give us your nap.
Yeah, Luton -1 on the Asian handicap against Cheltenham at 17 home games this season in the league. Luton have won 10. They've by more than 1 goal, 3 by 1 goal, and only 4 defeats. So only 4 times would you have lost money if you placed this bet, and 3 of those were against teams currently in the top 6. Cheltenham are 16th. Luton have had a nice 11-day breather. I think they'll put a decent score on the roll.
So if they win by 1 goal, you get your money back. If it's a draw or they lose, you lose. If they win by 1, 2 or more, you win.
Yes.
Okay, that's simple enough, Dan?
Yeah, I'm down in League 2 as well, going for a surprise result. Accrington are at home to mid-table Cambridge. I think Cambridge might win this game. They've since caretaker manager Joe Dunner's gone in there, replaced Sean Derry was quite unpopular with the fans for a while there. Joe Dunn's gone in. They've got 3 wins in a row. They absolutely battered Notts County on Tuesday night. They won 1-0, but really dominated the shots. They're playing well. Accrington having a bit of a wobble. Drew 1-1 at bottom club Barnet last week. Were quite, sounded like they got a bit of a dodgy penalty to get the draw. So Cambridge to win this one.
And Adrian.
I'm going to the late game of the Bundesliga here and going for Hamburg +1. Werder Bremen just at home this year have been pretty miserable, and it's going to be a pretty low-scoring affair between 2 of the worst teams. So to see him at the shade of odds on doesn't look right.
Okay, I am fed up with Burnley. I don't know how they keep getting these results. I do admire them. I think Dyche is absolutely brilliant, but I think that Southampton are going to win. So I'm going to go Southampton draw no bet. Okay, every week we give you the chance to win a free £25 or €25 bet, courtesy of our sponsors, Paddy Power. All you have to do is answer the upcoming question correctly and tweet your answer with the hashtag Postcast. The winner will have the free bet credited to their Paddy Power account, which is what happened last week with Cormac from Dublin. Well done, Cormac. Good luck with your free bet. Who scored Wigan's winner versus Man City in the FA Cup on Monday evening? We will announce the winner on next week's show.